Asa-Punk. Asa-Punk. He's not radioactive. He's Asa-Punk. Hilson, folks. School's in session. Fire extinguisher right here for safety. I can just grab it like this. Anyway, you notice my hair is pink. I forgot to put the video about that. I filmed doing it. It wasn't supposed to be pink. It was actually more of a magenta when I picked out the dye, but I don't care. Pink's fun. And it's like cotton candy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. As a kid, I actually wanted pink hair because I watched Grease, and for some reason, my girly side came out on that one. Who cares? I don't. I'm just what I am. But what am I? People have been asking me a lot about the title of my channel. And, well, the reason I put two different spellings of it is because I'm not even sure. No, I'm sure how to pronounce it. I'm not sure which pronunciation I wanted to go with. See, the thing is, the ASA part is not pronounced Asa, as some people might assume. Whatever. The punk part's pretty obvious. That's punk rock. Okay, in high school, well, actually late elementary school, we didn't have middle schools in my county, so I went from middle school to high school. But in late middle school, I discovered bands that were punk, like the Ramones and the Hard-Ons and the Circle Jerks, and that was my music, and it still is to this day, mostly what I listen to. So, the punk part, right? Hair dye, of course. Oh yeah, I got this little eyeball up here. You see it? That's Halloween. Not necessarily punk, but Halloween. Anyway, so the ASA part, that comes from the word, I'll put it up here, I guess, Asa-Tru, right? Now, that is the modern incarnation of the ancient Germanic religion, which is the religion that the Vikings, the Angles, the Saxons, all of those groups followed, all the Germanic tribes, before, or I should say Germanic cultures, because the Vikings were really a scattered group of tribes and multi-ethnic, but they were all tied by language and culture, and that language and culture, those groups all over the continent, before converting to Christianity, their religion, right? Now, most people nowadays have very different takes on it from the actual times in Viking times. A lot of people like to hype up, tough Viking and stuff. I get into that sometimes too, obviously. I collect swords and stuff, but for me, the philosophic guide principles of those teachings are what have been influential in my life. And I really kind of got into those late high school and really hit the beginning mark of my transition in life in about 95 with that influence on me. So I wanted to put that in my title as respect, to the Esser, the older gods. I didn't call them gods all day because God is actually a term that in olden days meant that which is invoked. So if you prayed to your ancestors, that was God. If you went to a river and asked the local spirit for safe crossing, that would be considered a god because it was invoked. The actual term that they used was Ansuz, A-N-S-U-Z. I think I pronounced that right. And last names that have Oz as being like Osborne, like an Ozzy Osbourne, that actually connects to that older term Ansuz, right? It's changing of spelling and stuff. But that's where that comes from. So back to my name. Why do I have two different spellings? Well, my dad's mother was Norwegian. And I've always had a strong feeling of connection to the Scandinavian side of my family. So, there you go. My ancestry, as far as I know it to be, and this has been confirmed partially by my dad taking a DNA test, is basically 1/4 Norwegian, 1/2 random Germanic, and 1/4 Scotch-Irish. My mom's family's last name is Glore. They thought for years they came from Ireland, but Glore is a German name, so at some point they came from Germany. And her family was from County Roscommon. Roscommon, the county itself, is right on the border of where Danelaw was, between the ruling Norwegians back in the day and the rest of the Irish back when the Vikings had power there. So basically I wound up being 3/4 Germanic, 1/4 of which is Norwegian, and the rest Scotch-Irish. That's me, but that's why I chose the name Asa-Punk, 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 depending on how you want to say it. But the Asa for the old Norwegian, and the Punk because that's my roots from Atlanta. Hilson, folks, good night.